The International Cooperative Alliance defines a cooperative as an autonomous association of persons united voluntarily to meet their common economic, social and cultural needs and aspirations through a jointly owned and democratically controlled enterprise based on the values of self-help, self-responsibility, democracy, equity and solidarity. Cooperatives have played substantial roles in the economies of Europe and Asia. Evidence shows that informal farmer groups existed in Ghana well ahead of a British colony, traditionally called Inobwa, which means in the Twi language, mutual assistance in weeding. These informal groups were typically formed in rural Ghana to provide labor to their members during famine. Modern cooperative movement in Ghana started in the 1920s under the colonial regime, which formed cocoa farmer groups to improve quality and increase production of cocoa. In 1968, the Ghana Cooperative Societies Act was enacted and is still in effect today. The Korea International Cooperation Agency (KOICA), through the capacity development of farmer-based cooperatives and farmer-based organizations (FBCs and FBOs) in Northern Ghana project, has contributed significantly to the development of cooperatives in Ghana since its inception in 2017. The Capacity Development of FBCs and FBOs project, which was implemented in collaboration with the Ministry of Employment and Labor Relations and the Department of Cooperatives, had an overarching goal of improving the standard of living of rural residents in northern Ghana. The project was implemented in 21 districts in all 5 regions of northern Ghana. The project management services of the KOICA project work closely with its implementing partners, the Association of Church-Based Development Project (ACDEP) and other collaborating state agencies to ensure the success of a project. The highest decision-making body of a project is the steering committee, which is co-chaired by KOICA and Ministry of Employment and Labor Relations. Other members are drawn from the Department of Cooperative, National Board for Small-Scale Industry, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, Ministry of Finance, and ACDEP. The Project Management Services and the Department of Cooperative work together as a project implementation unit to monitor and provide support for project implementation. Regional advisory committees, which consist of representatives of the various regional coordinating councils and other regional level stakeholders, work closely with the implementing partner to implement project activities. All 6 components of a project which were duly executed include the training of trainer or TOT, which involved the training of over 100 officers from the Department of Cooperatives, the Department of Agriculture, and the National Board of Small-Scale Industries. These trained officers are now certified trainers or instructors for cooperative societies in the regions. Modules taught under TOT were carefully selected to address contemporary challenges confronting the cooperative movement in Ghana. They include new mindset and team building, cooperative basics, Korea's cooperative, teaching skills, cooperative operations, action plan development, among others. TOT action plan support, which incentivized TOT graduates to enhance their role as extension agents, coupled with other logistical support provided to DOC officers under the project. The TOT action plan resulted in a significant increase in extension service delivery to farmer cooperatives and groups in all the participating regions. This intervention has helped establish a vibrant interagency collaboration among officers of various state institutions working in an area of cooperative development and contributed to a significant increase in outputs of farmer cooperatives since the inception of the project. The training of farmer leaders (TOL) component sought to enhance knowledge base and proper group dynamics among FBCs and FBOs. 630 participants from 210 farmer cooperative groups comprising the chairperson, the secretary or treasurer, and a female member of each group were trained under the training of farmer leaders component. Lecturers of TOL were largely graduates of TOT. The training curriculum was carefully selected to address the fundamental needs of farmer cooperatives and organizations while promoting a change in mindset among leaders of farmer cooperatives and groups. Instruction methods adopted included lectures, group discussions, the use of visual aids, role plays, and field visits to exemplary FBCs. 105 farmer cooperatives representing 50% of all TOL graduating beneficiary cooperatives won awards under a competitive Farmer Leader Action Plan support, which was a direct outcome of a training of farmer leaders component. In all, 105 business ideas including transport services, irrigation schemes, threshers and grinding services, plowing services, warehousing and storage services, animal rearing and production among several other businesses were sponsored under the Farmer Leader Action Plan support. The overseas invitational training provided key staff of Ghanaian institutions with first-hand experience of Korean cooperative system. Participants for the training were drawn from the Ministry of Employment and Labor Relations, the Department of Cooperatives, the Ghana Cooperative College, and Ghana Cooperative Council, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, leaders of farmer cooperatives, and the Project Management Services of KOICA. Among other things, participants had the opportunity to learn about Korea's experiences in cooperative development, action plan development, and several other relevant topics. As required by the training program, participants developed action plans to address specific challenges confronting cooperatives in Ghana. They were also required to transfer the knowledge acquired to their colleagues and farmer cooperatives upon their return to Ghana. The networking fair and marketing support component of a project created sustainable market linkages for beneficiary cooperatives. Representatives of farmer cooperatives and business entities within the agricultural value chain were brought together for the purpose of promoting business linkages. A total of 8 networking and fair events were held in the course of a project. Following the outbreak of COVID-19, the networking events were organized as on-air radio sessions where commodity buyers, agri-input dealers and service providers were sponsored by the project to broadcast their services via radio in various languages across the beneficiary regions. The fair and marketing support aspects of this component also provided avenues for farmer cooperatives and organizations to advertise and sell their products while engaging potential clients and learning innovations in contemporary marketing. The pilot project component sought to promote creativity and support business transformation for enhanced livelihood among farmer cooperative societies. 29 awards estimated at $375,000 were awarded to 41 farmer cooperatives and organizations under the competitive pilot project component to facilitate the establishment of new business concept or enhance existing businesses of the beneficiary cooperatives to increase their income. It is worth noting that beneficiaries of pilot project were each required to contribute an amount equivalent to 10% of the award or asset value as counterpart fund. The final component is the policy advisory and advocacy. The main aim of this component was to advocate for the amendment of the outdated Cooperative Act of 1968 by engaging key stakeholders through consultative dialogues and providing the requisite support to ensure the adoption of a more favorable act that is consistent with contemporary global trends. A policy recommendations document prepared by the Project Management Services of KOICA was presented to the Ministry of Employment and Labor Relations in November 2020 to facilitate the amendment of the existing laws on cooperatives. 2 of the 6 components, namely overseas invitational training and policy advisory and advocacy, were exclusively managed by the Project Management Services (PMS), while the training of farmer leaders, training of trainers, pilot project and networking, fair and marketing support were managed by the implementing partner, ACDEP.
ACDEP is implementing all the capacity building activities of the project. This includes training of trainers, identification of possible trainers together with Department of Cooperatives. We are also responsible for training the farmer-based organizations and farmer-based cooperative leaders.
The key components of a project were further compartmentalized into 3 main blocks, namely the Policy Enhancement Block, which sought to provide policy improvement recommendations through the Policy Advisory and Advocacy component, the Capacity Development Block, which sought to develop the human capital and knowledge base of the various categories of stakeholders through training of trainers, training of leaders, and invitational training. The Business Transformation Block consisted of pilot project, farmer leader action plan support, and networking, fairs and marketing support. The pilot project, the TOL action plan support and the networking components of a project primarily sought to address key operational and marketing needs of the farmer cooperatives. The ultimate goal is to transform businesses of cooperative members, which will have direct impact on their livelihoods and communities in the long term.
Today we can talk concretely of the fact that the FBCs and also the FBOs are better organized. They are being trained in so many things: bookkeeping, how to build structures, how to build sustainable systems, how to position themselves in a way that they can manage their finances.
Before we won the Motor King, women and farmers, our members of our group, used to move from our goods from far away to the community. But now it is now easy for the Motor King to convey it to our home.
Adam Haruna is a group secretary of the Sahana Yili Suglo Mboribuni Cooperative in the Sahana Yili Savelugu Nanton district in the northern region. His cooperative society won a Motor King tricycle for transport services under the Farmer Leader Action Plan support after a competitive assessment session. The group generated enough revenue from the commercialization of a Motor King and has acquired a warehouse. In 2018, part of the revenue they acquired through the commercial use of their warehouse and Motor King was used to rehabilitate a faulty borehole, which was the only source of potable drinking water in the community. Just like Sahana Yili Cooperative, 65 other farmer cooperatives in the intervention area won tricycles under the Farmer Leader Action Plan and the pilot project, which is providing the much needed transport services to their members.
We hope that they will use these business ideas to generate income to enhance their businesses.
Dry season irrigation farming is one of such businesses being supported by the KOICA FBCs and FBOs project. The Kupenduli Tipuatiba Women Cooperative Vegetable Farming and Marketing Society and the Inkpabutip Farmers Cooperative in the Yendi municipality of the northern region both won irrigation systems through the Competitive Farmer Leaders Action Plan support. For the first time, these farmer cooperatives are able to do dry season farming. The Bripe Naripe Cooperative, a shea butter producing cooperative in the Savannah region, won both TOL action plan and pilot project support, which has significantly transformed the fortunes of their business.
The reason for the matching grant of 10% was also because of the rigorous process in awarding that grant, either the TOL action plan or the pilot project, is to support the cooperatives invest their own resources in areas that are of profitable businesses. So as we award them, the prize, and they also make a contribution of their own resources, when that project is successful, it means that we would have succeeded in supporting the cooperative to also invest their own resources in profitable businesses.
The pilot project and Farmer Leaders Action Plan supports are not restricted to agribusiness, but could be extended to other viable business proposals seeking to address deficiencies within the community. An example of this is the sachet water factories constructed by the Garu Mustard Seed Faith Trust Union in the Garu Timpani district of the Upper East region and the Nasia Women Cooperative Society in the West Mamprusi district of the Northeast region. In addition to providing potable drinking water for community members and generating income for the union, the Mustard Seed Union has employed 4 full-time staff who were hitherto unemployed to operate their water factory.
Every 2019 December, kwenka fuabua muma abie enso adwuma wa ama sese menso na meni adwuma sese nyame abua manya adwuma ameye enti medanya me ase misada kwenka fuase.
The union has also been able to expand the scope of social support for members in the form of academic scholarships and health needs for members and their families. Like other beneficiaries of pilot projects and TOL action plan, the Garu Mastered Seed Union generated enough funds to procure a tricycle as a secondary asset to enhance their operations and meet the transport needs of members.
KOICA were most grateful, and I think that if this story is told, the people of Garu will be very happy.
At baseline, the management capacity of FBCs in the participating regions stood at 4.8 according to a predetermined indicator index. This increased to 5.7 at endline. Training and information also rose from 5.9 at baseline to 8.0 at endline.
These projects have actually increased the revenue base of the FBCs. Our staff capacity have been built and FBC capacities too have been built.
The Farmer Leader Action Plan support, the pilot project, and the networking and fair have together contributed to several positive trends among FBCs in the intervention regions as revealed by the Endline Survey report. For instance, the average asset base of participating FBCs rose from 3,265 Ghana cedis and 68 pesos at baseline to 14,240 Ghana cedis and 82 pesos at endline. It is worth noting that a significant number of these assets were acquired with proceeds from the use of primary assets won through pilot projects and TOL action plans. The project output, coupled with active advocacy and enhanced extension services by government officers supported by TOT Action Plan, has resulted in the formation of 529 new farmer cooperatives in all regions during the project period. Membership base of various cooperatives concurrently increased over the same period. A total of 31 farmer-based organizations, which were hitherto unregistered, have transitioned to the status of farmer-based cooperative over the project period. Following the outbreak of COVID-19 in Ghana in March 2020, the Korea International Cooperation Agency, KOICA, through the KOICA FBC's FBO's project, displayed its unflinching concern for the welfare of its stakeholders by presenting COVID-19 relief items to 210 farmer cooperatives with an estimated membership of over 19,000 smallholder farmers and their families. The COVID-19 relief items, which were procured at an estimated cost of over $74,000, included Veronica buckets, liquid soap, alcohol-based hand sanitizers, nose masks, and infection prevention educational materials were presented to the various project stakeholders and beneficiaries at separate events in all the 5 northern regions. FBCs in turn presented some of these items to schools and other vulnerable groups in their respective communities. The project adopted the high infection prevention standards to prevent outbreak of COVID-19 among staff and stakeholders. Some key outcomes of a project strategically aligned with a number of national flagship programs in agriculture. Typical among them were One District, One Warehouse. To augment government's efforts in this regard, the project provided 8 warehouses worth over $100,000 to farmer cooperatives and unions in the intervention area.
Government is constructing One District, One Warehouse. It's the same idea that KOICA is coming to help these people to do. For that, I say thank you, KOICA.
Agric mechanization. Over 40 agric machinery, including tractors, processing machines, among several others, have been presented to farmer cooperatives as part of a pilot project and TOL action plan support. Market access. The mobile marketing platform introduced another project sought to provide a sustainable market option for FBCs while supporting government's market access initiative under the Planting for Food and Jobs. Under this, farmer cooperatives with WhatsApp mobile applications are subscribed onto a marketing platform which links them to a database of produce buying companies and off-takers for various commodities to facilitate virtual trade. A total trade value of about 2.3 million Ghana cedis has been recorded through the platform. Stakeholder collaboration. Excellent collaboration among key stakeholders contributed to the successes realized through the project.
The project has bequeathed us with a lot of learning lessons, and for the beneficiaries, I'm talking of the FBOs, and also for the supervising ministries and all that. It's been a very wonderful 3 to 4 year period. We have had a feel of how, things run, and the premise on which Korea itself has used these FBOs to even change the narrative in these areas. We want to sustain the collaboration to an extent of showing our gratitude and appreciation, such that it becomes a full part of the Ghanaian culture, to make FBO, the development of FBOs, a notable one, and that which we can have a reference point to KOICA or the Korea model to say that, yes. So we'll say thank you to KOICA and the Korea government for availing themselves.
The Aid Effectiveness Survey revealed that beneficiary FBCs placed effectiveness of a project at 81%, while stakeholders at the policy level placed it at 87.3%. Beneficiary FBCs outperformed non-beneficiary FBCs in all key performing areas.
KOICA has done so well to transform both the Department of Cooperatives in the 5 northern regions and the cooperative movement.
The success of cooperatives in Korea is renowned, and the country is grateful to benefit from the expertise, technical support of KOICA.
We anticipate the continual and sustained utilization of assets and the knowledge acquired through the project for improved revenue generation, job creation, and ultimately improved food security. The project has generated much interest in the area of cooperative policy reforms through dialogues and policy workshops is supported. It is our expectation that the main stakeholders will strive for the adoption and passage of the more progressive legal framework for cooperatives, one consistent with contemporary global trend.
These progressive trends are expected to continue with the adoption of sustainability strategies proposed by the project and its stakeholders. Cooperatives driving change in Northern Ghana.